Hello, everyone. Hopping in a minute early just to give anyone who joins live a second to hop in here with us. Happy Monday. So, before we get started, I'm just going to introduce myself to those of you that do not know me yet. My name is Jamie Wozni, and I am a seer of divine loving truth in the moment through the spirit of lightness and play. So I'm on the planet. I serve to awaken. If you are a light worker, healer, sensitive soul, empathic soul, I serve you to freely express your soul's authentic truth in the world, which allows for you to have a higher experience of life. So if that sounds like you and that sounds like joy, which it does to me, I'm really glad that you found me. So today's going to be short and sweet. I'm going to share a little hack with you of how to access a state of abundance, a state of prosperity, a state of receiving. Our body is amazing. And we can be afraid of its power. We can also be incredibly uneducated by its power and afraid of it because of the system that we live in that says, we're broken, something's wrong with us, we need to fix it. So we kind of disconnect from our bodies. Our trauma pulls us out of our bodies. And sadly, we don't realize we have this incredible gift that is our neck below. Well, I mean, the whole thing that we can carry forward through our lives to serve us in creating our dreams. We are co creators with the divine. We have the ability to manifest in our lives. We have the ability to unstick ourselves from wherever we are. Now, this might take time. This might take some healing. This might take some having to go into the darkness. This might not to suffer, but this might take some discomfort. And the healing journey is one that requires a lot of compassion and one that requires a lot of patience. But as I always say, I invite you in this moment to put your hand on your heart and pick your hard, right? Do I want the hard of staying asleep and numbing my patterns and just going through my day like a robot, because that's what our brain does innocently, right? Our unconscious mind is just driving and we're like, we're just going to keep them alive. We're in survival mode. Or do I want to pick the hard of being a conscious being, waking up, reparenting myself, learning what I need to learn, being a safe space for the loving energies to move through me? Do I want the hard of the discomfort of the healing journey? Because sometimes it's holy shit. Sometimes it's like, wow, this is bringing me to my knees painful. But what I see on the other side of that in my life and the life of everyone else that I know that's on this path is great reward, is great relief, is divine love, is divine bliss, is living a life of your purpose, is starting to have an impact on your life, right? Having agency over things, having an effect on your surroundings. I remember that feeling when I was young of like feeling helpless, like I didn't have an effect on things. And I'm like feeling like I was in this box and I'm like, what the heck? I can't affect anything. And then you go on this healing journey and you're like, oh, wow, I am powerful. I can have an effect on my surroundings. I am more magical than I realized. And that's my hope for you, is to not go through life asleep at the wheel. Because most people are asleep at the wheel innocently. It's like, oh my God, I want to do all this stuff to stay safe. And it's just an outdated system. It's like this computer that's stuck in 1987. And you're like, well, it's 2000 and, whatever year it is that you're watching this, is 2022. And it doesn't make sense to live in a computer system that's from 1987. So like, let's upgrade it. Let's take it to Apple and do the little upgrades. And so it's not a big deal. It's just once we start to see, oh, this is how it works. My mind is in 1987 from this thing that happened and it's trying to keep me safe. There's a gazillion healing modalities out there that help us upgrade the system. And they're nothing to be afraid of. There's all these beautiful light workers and healers that are ready and waiting to serve you. to open up to you and to reparent the little scared one and to upgrade the system, because we are in a level of expansion on our planet. We are in a level of upgrade, and we're all kind of walking around down here in 1987 glitchy stuff. And it was like those of us that have kind of woken up to that stuff were like, what? Doesn't even make sense, right? But it's all innocent. It's the brain trying to keep us safe. But we have the ability to heal. We are healable. Our brain is, as neuroscience has shown us, is plastic. We can rewire our brain. We can rewire our subconscious mind. Our energy can shift. And that's great news for us. So today's hack: how to access a state of abundance. I love this question. It is so simple. We can literally, so what is it you want to create in your life? Today we're talking about abundance, prosperity, receiving, having, right? We can say to our body, here's the phrase: body, what does it feel like? And then this part, something similar. What does it feel like when I feel, fill in the blank? What does it feel like when I have? And we're letting the body fill in the answer. By body, I mean energy field. You get a sense of it within. Your mind's not thinking like, oh, okay, I'm abundant, I'm abundant, I'm abundant. Ooh, I feel abundant. It's not like a thing like that. It's this receiving. Our brain has the capacity, when we ask it higher questions, it can give us higher answers. We're stuck in the habits of, oh my God, what's wrong with me? Am I okay? Survival mode. And we can expand beyond survival mode when we say higher questions, the intelligent body, what does it feel like when I have arrived into abundance? And we can ask similar questions: body, what does it feel like when I feel safe being abundant? Body, what does it feel like when receiving is no big deal to me? What does it feel like when I'm worthy of receiving? What does it feel like when I'm worthy of abundance? What does it feel like to feel enough to be prosperous? What does it feel like to feel that it's natural to be wealthy and prosperous? In whatever way that is for us. It doesn't have to be fully financial. It can be wealthy because I'm filled with divine life force energy, or I have an abundance of friends, or I have an abundance of oxygen to breathe, or time in the day, or joy filling my body. So I was so afraid of my power. I did not take the time every day to feel into the future that I wanted to create for myself. And I was living innocently in what was passed down to me. That is not your personality. That is not who you are. That is what was passed down to me, that habitually got created in your system, that habitually created neural pathways, that habitually created neurons firing, that habitually created energy going in a certain direction. Now we come at that with compassion, but I'm coming in with hard truth here, because that's an identity crisis. And if we don't have something else to rest in, we stay in that pattern. We're like, well, I guess that is me. But if you can take a little bit of space from that and say, well, that was just a whole lot of defense mechanisms, and our body stays in just what's familiar and what's comfortable, because biologically it helps keep us safe and part of the tribe. Again, awesome, no fault of our own. But we have the ability to be the observer of that. That was my YouTube video last week, if you're interested in more of that. But we have the ability to be the observer of that. And again, it fights hard. The healing journey is like this, because it like comes back in. It's like, no, we got to protect her. We got to keep her safe. But when we realize who we are connected to an unlimited potential in the quantum field. And so, yes, it requires discomfort. Yes, it requires retraining. Yes, it requires, this feels new and this is unfamiliar to me. But just because it's unfamiliar doesn't mean it's not safe. Just because it's unfamiliar doesn't mean it's not possible. And you get to open up, like I was saying, I was afraid of my power. I was afraid of actually having this stuff, because I didn't feel worthy of it. So my mind went, well, that's not her. We're just going to shut this down. But then I decided, my spirit went, no, screw this. I'm committing to this. I am overriding this system, and I am committing every day, no matter how uncomfortable it is, to this hack, to saying to myself, with whatever it is that we're working through today's abundance: body, what does it feel like, right? When I am abundant, what does it feel like? And we feel it in the body, and the cells. It's almost like this little tiny whisper at first. It like trickles and fizzles up, and you feel it in your body. And there's a little bit of joy. And if you have a lot of trauma, and there's a lot of numbness, then this is going to be a practice. And I suggest that at the same time you are working on the manifestation, tuning into the higher frequencies, creating new situations for yourself, you also focus on praying whatever comes up in you that needs healing, because we can't just do this half of it. We've got to say, okay, whatever energy got created here, whatever neural network got created here, what do I need to do to bring awareness? Maybe there's a psychologist or an energy healer or a spiritual teacher that says something that goes, whoa, now I can observe this pattern. I was living in this pattern before. So I learn a breathing technique maybe that helps me move these energies. So at the same time, I'm going, okay, let me learn to process and make space for these other things. And then let me commit. This is where it is. This is where the rubber meets the road, is your devotion. What are you devoted to? I'm devoted to knowing my full expression in this lifetime. I'm devoted to my soul's truth. I'm devoted to love. I'm devoted to joy. I'm devoted to freedom. What are you devoted to? Because no matter how difficult it is, no matter how dark it gets, no matter how long it takes, if that's your devotion, then every single day you're going to show up for yourself when you don't want to say, oh, I feel like doing something else right now, or I feel like watching that TV show, or I don't feel like getting up off the couch, and I'm going to do it anyway. Body, what does it feel like when future us is abundant? What does that version of reality feel like when we're prosperous? 5 minutes a day, start there, start really slow, right? Okay, so let's practice right now. So shake it out and just repeat after me. I release any energies that aren't mine. I am me and only me now. And then tell me what you're devoted to. Say it out loud. Put your hand on your heart. You can change your word later, but what are you committed to in this lifetime? Healing, growth, abundance. Like what would you hate if you passed away and didn't fulfill? I am committed to full expression of my authentic truth, my light. Right? Okay. And close your eyes and take a deep breath into the belly. And release. We're going to do 2 more. Slowing the nervous system down into the belly. And release. It's that parable of which wolf. Are you going to feed inside of you? We can starve a wolf. That sounds really inhumane for an animal lover, but let's just go with the story here. There's a wolf in there that's old, that's evil, that's mean, that's fear-based, it's trying to bring your ass down, that's just filled with pain, right? Am I going to feed that one today? Or am I going to show up and love that one? We're not going to say, screw you, wolf. You know, this can sound terrible and against my teachings here, but when we starve it, we're nurturing it and we're soothing it and saying, no, you can rest now. You can dissolve now. You can transmute into love now. I'm not giving my attention to you. I am choosing to feed whatever your word is. And we have that choice, and it doesn't seem like we have that choice when shit slams us. Because again, we do not realize how powerful we are. But I'm sharing with you what lives inside of you. Okay, so just let's practice. So body, say it out louder in your mind if you want. Body, what does it feel like if I was super abundant? Just breathe and relax into it. It might be subtle at first. Don't try to fill in the answer with your head. Let your body kind of sprinkle it in. Maybe an image comes, maybe a feeling or a sense comes. Maybe it's subtle, maybe it's profound. And body, what does it feel like when I allow a little bit more abundance than I'm used to in? So let's ask that. Body, what does it feel like when I allow a little bit more abundance than I'm used to into my life? Oh, can you feel that one? That's good. That one's good. That one's strong. So just breathe that one in. We allow intolerable amounts of these things that our nervous system can handle. This is literally retraining your brain, retraining your nervous system, allowing a capacity for more. We are in a vibrational universe, so then we attract things of the vibration that we hold. This is more important to do than the doing, because then the doing comes from this frequency. You want to be abundant, start within, then take inspired action. Body, how does it feel to be wealthy? Just let it dawn on you. Let the body fill in the blank. Let your energy fill in the blank. Well, let's ask this one, body. What does it feel like to be a little bit more wealthy than we are? What does it feel like to bring in $100 more, $1,000 more, $5,000 more, $10,000 more? What does that feel like? You feel that? It's a little smile in my chest. Ever so subtle, the smallest tiny tolerable amount, that's enough. We're moving into that other direction. You are just a whole bunch of possibilities. You're just tuning into another possibility. Where our awareness goes, our energy flows. So over and over, we bring more energy to this. Body, what does it feel like to live a life of prosperity? Body might feel tickled. Ooh, this is what it feels like, James. Body will tell you. If you're not used to using your body in this way, I know it seems weird. Weird is the new pink, man. All right, body. What does it feel like to be a little bit more prosperous than what I'm used to? Breathe it in. Bathe in it. Marinate in it. Let it expand. And now I want you to gather an image of your future self that is abundant, that is prosperous, that is receiving, that is wealthy in whatever way that means to you. And I want you just to see an image of that, your future self, and just ask your body, what does this version of me feel like? How do they feel in their body? Body. Maybe it's subtle, but you feel a little relief or confidence or self assured or just relaxed. And let's ask again. Maybe that felt too big. So we say, body, what does it feel like to allow a little bit of this in? A little bit more of this version of me than I did this morning? Good. Beautiful. So, this is your hack to access a state of abundance. And I invite you to do a challenge, right? I commit to this every day. People love 21-day challenges because they say that's how long it takes to break a habit and create a new habit. You could do 1 month. But what is your commitment? What is your devotion? Can you write that down? And, I've got a list of 10 of these things I file through every day. But can you allow yourself to pick one thing you want to bring into your life? Love, abundance, this, that. Now, it might be challenging because you're not used to feeling it. So, can I allow a little bit more than I'm used to? And what happens sometimes is the book, the healer, the person, the situation will come into your life to help switch your physical reality to this. Now, the thing that might pull you down is you look into the world of form for proof and you're like, well, that doesn't look abundant. That doesn't look loving, but that's the whole point. You are the painter. Stop looking at the canvas. Focus on the ideas, the inspiration, the artistry of like, ooh, I'm going to paint this color and this is what it's going to feel like with this. Wonderful. The painting is amazing when it's finished, but if we're staring at our lives and we're like, oh shit, this is it. This is the proof. It's not proof. It's just what was created from one point in time because we collapsed in on the beliefs of our ancestors that weren't necessarily coming from love. Okay? So let me know how this experiment goes for you. If you enjoyed this, I go deeper into manifesting and creating a new life for yourself in one of my courses called Liberate Your Sacred Light. It is on my website. I'll put it in the description box below, but you just go to www. Who says www these days? I do. jamiewosny.com/services. Liberate Your Sacred Light. It's an 8-week course, and I teach those of you that are light workers who really want to move into your manifesting and co-creative powers, how to feel safe being a light, how to clear some belief systems around fear of being a light, we go deeper into this, how to consciously manifest and create your life, how to heal some of the things that might be in the way of that, and to really move you into that next step of finding that peace and finding that freedom and finding that abundance in the world to live the life that you deserve to live and to live the life of your dreams. The Henry David Thoreau quote is coming into my head: go confidently in the direction of your dreams, live the life you have imagined. So if that resonates with you, jamiewosny.com/services, liberate your sacred light. Let me know how this was for you guys. And if you have any questions, I will be back next Monday, 11 a.m. Pacific time. And hopefully I will see some of you guys live as this catches on. Thank you for those of you that joined. Bye.